This is in the wrong position. It's gotta be like, what up, everyone? What is good? I'll give y'all some time to join the stream. This is another random stream. Oh, I'll let some of y'all join the stream here. Yes, yes, yes. What up, Jordan? What's good? Where you from, Jordan? Sunday. Sunday's kind of a slow day, for sure. What up, Edward? How's it going? This is super gross. I just picked my nose. I'm watching these dogs fight outside. They're not fighting, but they're just barking. Yo, 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 another day, another adventure. Yes, yes, yes. I'm lagging. Am I lagging over there? Where y'all at? Dude, you were all about that crypto. Yeah, I do like crypto. Crypto's fun. Bitcoin's above $10,000 now, and there's been a lot more talk just because of Facebook. The big news. And something else I've been of crypto is Binance and how Binance is blocking a lot of Americans. Well, basically blocking all Americans from using the Binance platform. So what you have is you have a lot of like people in the U.S. who have been holding altcoins for a very long time, right? A couple years or so, and they've been using Binance. And now people are figuring out in a couple of months you won't be able to use Binance anymore. And there's another problem with that. A lot of the coins that people were holding on Binance are very difficult to find on other trading platforms. A lot of Americans are sell their just sell their tokens and either buy Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, or invest in something else, maybe the stock market or something else. So that's really the name. That's really the word on the street right now. That's why everything's so low. So Poland in the house. Oh, was American Express? What's American Express looking like? Is it doing good or what? Your video about never working another 9 to 5 job. Oh. Inspired me. Oh, that video about me working on a 9 to 5 job. Um, a very long time. A very very long time. Or you never know. Amazon could possibly buy them because if Amazon bought them, that's almost like them buying Whole Foods. Now they have more physical stores to ship packages out of. I don't know why I'm tired right now. I'm like yawning like a mug, drinking some of this lemonade. I'm just curious. Do you guys see my like YouTube stories? Because I put stories on YouTube like all the time. Memphis in the house. I'm missing the U.S. right now. Just because it's summertime. I'm gonna miss July the 4th. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna miss July the 4th. That's like my favorite holiday because it's fun. You just blow up food and eat a lot of Beyond Burgers. But I remember last year, this time, I was in New York and the Beyond Burger was like sold out everywhere. Oh, my internet's bad. I kind of figured my internet was in the spinning thing on the front. I'm gonna go inside. Is that better? Is that working? I'm just gonna have. I don't want to back outside because I won't be able to charge my phone. Or actually, I won't be able to charge my phone here either. Okay, well, let's go outside. Is it working now? Cool. You know why? Because, like, the router or the internet, all that stuff is, like, there. So I'm just going outside, so it should still work because outside is not that far away. What up, buddy? What up, buddy? It's still working? That's good. It's still working. We still got some connection going. I should have brought like a battery pack or something. Is the internet bad now still? Is it better? Well, I'm not getting that spinning wheel, so I'm thinking that it's good. So what else is going on? So you guys want to talk about travel? Uh, like plan out a trip? Okay, it's better. Okay. So I don't know if you guys okay, I want to talk about the like traveling with Jermaine because I find myself very I find it very difficult to plan out a trip. I mean, it's something I could do if I just sit down and took the time out and had some things to go by. But there's a company that does it and they sort of plan it all out for me. And I kind of want to use them, but then it really depends on how long you guys want to travel for. Because if you guys want to travel for, I don't know, because with this whole company deal, it'll probably be max 10 days. It'll probably be from 7 to 10 days. And if I'm just reading some comments. If you guys want to travel longer, I'm just kind of curious about that. Have you been to Poland? I have been to Poland. How do you make your money to travel? I'm on YouTube and I make money from YouTube. Do you guys realize that people that are on YouTube make money? That's how I get money to travel. Why did I not charge my phone before I did this live stream? Because now I have to stand here and hold the phone while it's charging. Are you a full-time solo traveler? Yeah, for the most part. I'm pretty full-time. What's better, Ukraine or Romania? I like Romania more than Ukraine. I spent a little bit more time in Romania. I met a lot of really cool people in Romania. I want to say food was about the same because I found a couple of different vegan options in both places, and both of them were really good. Ukraine was definitely cheaper than Romania, but I like Romania a lot more. Like the culture is a whole lot different than Ukraine. I know it seems like I crap on Ukraine, but I don't know. I'm just being real. I was confused about which country I want to visit. How do you think your experience in a few days in a major city of a country gives you an ideal understanding of the country and its culture? So, with me, I really that's a really good question. I like cities just because cities is where the culture is. When you go out into the nature of a country, that's not really culture. You know what I mean? Like cities might be in one particular region of the world, but that's not really the culture of a country. People don't. A tree is not the culture. A tree is just something that a country has, and mountains is not a culture. Um, beaches is not a culture. These things are not. It's not a culture. It's what the country has to offer. But when I think of culture, I think of what people do in a country. Okay, like the people, the food that people eat, the places that they go, the things that they do, the fashion that they wear. It that sort of reminds me of culture. And when you go to stay out in the middle of nowhere, you kind of don't really get the culture of a country. Yet you might get to experience the mountains and the snow and the beaches, but that's not really the people that are there, you know? That's not the music of that country. That's not the beer of that country. That's not the cuisine of that country. Like that's culture. I guess people want to know all about my taxes now. Well, I mean, I have an address to use for mail and stuff like that. You don't necessarily have to have a house to file taxes in the US. I mean, do you realize that there's plenty of people that live outside of the US and they file taxes? I mean, if I wanted to, I could use an address in Eastern Europe to file my taxes. Like I'm still a U.S. citizen, so I don't have to live in the U.S. to do taxes. And also, the U.S. is like the only country that requires its citizens to pay taxes to the U.S. when you don't live in the U.S. So basically, what I'm saying is like, if I just keep traveling and I make like tons of money on the internet, I still have to pay taxes to the U.S. government, which is kind of insane. I hear people sort of figure out ways of getting around that, but I don't. But I guess if you make money on the internet, like you kind of can't get around it. Advice: which Eastern European country I recommend for a first-time traveler who has never been? Well, there's a lot of Eastern European countries actually. I call this part of Eastern Europe deep Eastern Europe, but then there's also Eastern Europe, like Czech Republic and Hungary, which is east. It's not as east as where I am now, but it's pretty dang east. If you want to learn a foreign language, if yes, then which? It would probably be Spanish because I would get more benefit. I would get more use out of Spanish, and then behind Spanish, maybe French. Like I would want to learn a language that I would get a lot of use out of. Like I wouldn't want to learn, you know, Swedish, because who speaks Swedish around the world? But there's a lot of people that speak French, like in Africa, and there's also a lot of people who speak Spanish all throughout Central America. And I guess Arabic would be a really popular language to learn because there's a lot of people that speak Arabic, but I don't really go to that many Arabic places. And in a lot of Arabic places, people tend to speak English, especially younger people. So Arabic is not one that it's not one I'm too big on. What's the cleanest place you've ever been? Singapore, hands down, by far. Tell me about the trip to Eastern Europe. I was advised against it. Um, are you? You're advised against it. There's a lot of negative talk about Eastern Europe. Like I'm just gonna keep it real, and it is a pretty wild place, but it's safe. You know what I mean? It things are pretty developed. Things are very developed in most places. It, it's kind of it is off the beaten path, honestly. Like you don't like I don't really see that many tour groups around in Eastern Europe. Like very few tourists in general. It's kind of one of those like low key, off the beaten path places. A lot of people when they go to Eastern Europe, they're going to countries like Czech Republic and Hungary, which are really good countries, and they're also not that far away from like Germany and the UK and France, and those are the people that spend tons of money on traveling. Have you ever had any major language barriers through your travels? No, not really. No, I haven't really had any major language barriers. I mean, every now and then, you run across people that don't speak French for a little bit. Let me wipe my lens off. That can sort of be a challenge for a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. What's the biggest? What's the biggest cost staying there? What's the biggest cost staying here? I mean, in my case, it would probably be the biggest cost would probably be getting around or hotels. Because by Eastern Europe being inexpensive, a lot of people spend more money on like hotels and stuff like that, just because for just a little bit more, they get a really nice place. So things that you would spend a lot of money on are, place to stay and also getting around. But definitely getting around would be probably the most expensive thing. But then it really depends on how often you're moving around. If you're moving around every 2 days, now you're going to be taking buses every 2 days. But if you're moving around once a week, now you're taking one bus once a week, which means that you'll save on transportation over the course of a month. And that's kind of one reason why I'm not moving around as much. I was looking at flights to go back to this from the UK, like $800 one way. And I was like, whoa, maybe I'll just stay in Eastern Europe for the whole summer. Like, don't be in a hurry to leave, Jay. Chill out. Thinking of traveling, but is there other ways to make money besides YouTube if you don't have a permanent address? Uber is a good idea for now, but don't see it lasting for the future. So believe it or not, there are a lot of people who are digital nomads now. Like this place that I'm staying at right now, there's a couple of digital nomads, and they basically travel. They work on the computer. You know, they have multiple streams of income. One guy builds websites. So like, and none of these people have permanent addresses. You don't necessarily need a permanent address. I know a lot of people like for psychological reasons, like you need a place to stay, like you need a place. But if you're gonna be gone traveling for a year, you don't need a place. I mean, a place just to occupy for a year, you know. So I mean, you can get you a mailbox and have letters go there. You can have letters, even better. You can have letters go to a friend's house or a friend's place. This would be a really good idea because you won't have to pay for a mailbox, and if you have packages delivered, you know, you can just leave them with a friend or a family member. So you don't necessarily have to do that. Do you consider yourself a digital nomad? I'm totally a digital nomad. You're not missing out on much here in the UK. Weather sucks. The weather sucks, but it's been freaking hot here. It's been freaking hot. It's been really warm, yo. That's my only complaint. And I can't find no Beyond Burgers. And in the UK, y'all got those Beyond Burgers. I also heard that in the UK they had at a certain restaurants they had vegan KFC chicken sandwiches. And I'm like, what? I need to get to the UK. And I got mad YouTube subscribers in the UK. Like my views have been super low lately. So if I go to the UK, I know that I'll definitely go back up. Any tourist attractions I would look at. So AA is going to London next week. I like the Brick Lane area. It's kind of like a lot of young people hang out there. It's very like urban. There's lots of the vegan restaurants, and that neighborhood is very 420 friendly. They have this really really big park that is just really chill. There's lots of artwork and lots of just lots of artwork in that whole area. It's a really really nice part of London, and I guess that when people go to London, they go to London for different reasons. Like Jay does not like hot weather. No, I do not like hot weather. That's why I'm not traveling in like Eastern Africa or India or any place that's really freaking hot. And it's really freaking hot where I am now, but not as hot as it would be in like India or Eastern Africa. Am I in London again? If I was in London, I would probably tell y'all when I'm in the airport. Like I'm for real. London is one of those places. Like I don't care if people know that I'm there, because yeah, I don't care. Certain places I don't care about telling people where I am, and other places I kind of want to keep it on the DL. At any place where I have a bunch of subscribers, like I'm not gonna care, just because like I don't know, I just feel different about it. I don't know. That doesn't even make sense, but believe me, when I fly into London, you guys will definitely know. What's cracking, Jermaine? Been missing your live streams lately. YouTube doesn't notify me anymore. Oh, it doesn't? I don't know. YouTube's been acting weird. Crystal Lee. YouTube's been acting weird. Like a lot of my views have dropped like a lot since last week. But maybe I haven't really been making that many travel videos. I've been sort of making sit down videos, talking about random stuff. High inhuman. Annoying right now. Not missing crap. I kind of miss skating. Do you recommend any countries to visit? I can recommend a lot of countries to visit. What type of traveler are you? Are you a first-time traveler? Have you, traveled before? And then what types of trips are you looking for? Are you looking for something that is very relaxed and chill? Or are you looking for something that's more adventurous? Are you looking for a place that's very, very safe? Or are you looking for a place that's, just kind of on the sketchy side, I can, I got a lot of things I can recommend you. Any extreme travelers? So I'll give you an example of an extreme place that I've been to. I really haven't been to, I say I haven't been to the U.S., and when you hear my stories, you probably think you haven't been to a lot of extreme places. But when I think of extreme places, I think of like level 4 countries. That's what I think of an extreme place. And what do I mean when I say a level 4 country? I'm talking about on that U.S. travel list, like they rate countries. Like 1 is very safe, 2 is moderate, 3 is use high caution, and 4 is do not travel. And I would say level 4 countries would be like considered extreme. Like for example, North Korea. Um, I don't know if Russia is a level 4 country. Russia is definitely not a level 4 country. It's probably a level 3. But Venezuela would definitely be a level 4. Haiti would be a level 4. South Sudan would be a level 4. Um, like any countries of war, like Syria, of course, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, like all those would be level 4 countries. I don't think Egypt would be. Egypt would probably be like a number 2 or number 3. Turkey, Turkey was a number 3, but that's only because Turkey is next to the Syrian border, and there's just like if you go down to the south part of Turkey, it can be dangerous. But most people don't go down to South Turkey. Most people go to Istanbul, which is North Turkey. Yeah, Turkey. I think Turkey's hella safe. So Russia's not too high on the list because you have to get like the visa for Russia is not a simple visa to get. Like, yeah, that's why it's not too high on the list. Like some visas are like easy to get. Like the Chinese visa would be pretty difficult. I mean, would be pretty simple. Like I would just go show them my passport. I would pay some money and say I want to go here and I want to stay for like 2 weeks. They would pretty much just give it to me right at the embassy. It may take a couple of days, but I would just get it immediately. But with a country like Russia, no, it wouldn't work that way. I'd have to mail my passport. I would have to wait a couple of weeks. I'm actually staying at this place with another guy who's trying to get a visa to Russia, and he's been waiting for like, I think 3 weeks or something. Come to Hong Kong and sign up for a Chinese visa. I think you could probably get it in Hong Kong, but I think we have to get it like the U.S. We have to get it in in the country, like in our home country. I don't think we can get it from a different embassy. It has to be the embassy within our country. Hello from Canada, sending love, light, and guidance, protections on one's travel, on your travel, one love. That's what's up. Could you spend more time in Iceland other than So yeah, Iceland. I didn't explore Iceland because when I was in Iceland, I was on the way to somewhere else, and it was just all over. China is very interesting to visit. Very different cities and many huge diverse cities. I'm not interested. And what's up here? I mean, Eastern Europe's a weird place. Like, I get it. Probably a lot of people aren't so keen on it. Have you been to South Korea? South Korea. I haven't been to South Korea. DR is level 10 right now. Now, the thing about the DR, I'm actually very curious to know about the DR. Because the last time I checked, it was like a level 2 country. And level 1, level 2 is not that bad. Um, but level 3 and up, you want to, you know what I mean? Like, when the U.S. says, when they have that travel advisory is for like people, like first time travelers, people that aren't familiar with traveling. If you're an experienced traveler, you want to still pay attention to that, but like you almost want to like don't pay it too much attention. Now, if you're somewhere from one of these countries, of course you're probably gonna still go just because you feel safer going, you know. But they just recommend it like not to go. And I haven't been to anything above a level 3. Let's see, Dominican Republican U.S. travel advisory. Let's see. I wonder, is it a level 4? It should be. If it's not a level 4, that's messed up because it's almost like they're just letting people go down there. But then it's all over social media. Like they shouldn't even. Let me see. I'm just in the run. Don't look like there's no travel advisory at all out here, which is insane if you think about it. Look at this. My phone is like not coming up here. It's a level 2, yo. Like Dominican Republican should actually be a level 4. Like it should. It should be straight up be a level 4. I don't know why they haven't changed it. Were all these people dying? Yeah, I don't know. To answer your question, it's just a level 4, which is really, which is messed up. Like really. And watch, more people are still gonna die from that. I bet. From Amsterdam, what up? Passport is the last thing. The government is helping. If any medicine, it's very true. Lots of Black American tourists are mysteriously dying in DR. They are dying mysteriously. And a weird thing about it is, how come there's so many Americans? Like, I'm pretty sure there's other tourists, other black tourists. Like, why is it always Americans like that are dying? Haven't heard anybody else from any other countries dying. I can't believe it's a level 2 though. Like, it should straight up be like at least a level 3. Um, when are you coming to Amsterdam? I don't know. I have a friend that's in Amsterdam. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was in Israel like a year ago and I met this girl. She had dreadlocks, but she lives in Amsterdam. Well, not in Amsterdam, but like outside of Amsterdam. And she wants me to come visit, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it before she goes on summer travels. Do you think it's difficult to find a loved one while traveling? Um, yeah, because what happens when you travel? Like you meet someone, you like them a lot, and they just move on, and it's really fun to meet someone and they're from a different place, and you're from a different place, and you have that whole getting to know each other, and it's very entertaining. But then you know what happens after that? Like they move on, and then you're all alone, and you, I'm to the point where I don't want to get myself caught up. Like not while traveling, because it's really easy to find something you like. Skip credit cards overseas. I use cards all the time. I actually don't have like the perfect. I don't have like the proper travel card, but I don't really mind. I mean, the fees aren't that much. It's like pretty much 1%. So like if you spend $2,000, it's like $20, which is still a lot of money, but it's something I should probably look at in the future. How do you travel when it comes to finances? Do you use the credit cards or a mix of cash? Um, really depends. I haven't really used. I usually use Apple Pay almost everywhere I go. And in Eastern Europe, like touchless is not as popular as it was in like Turkey and Dubai and South Africa. Like South Africa, I was very surprised. I used like Apple Pay like almost everywhere. Like it was just very easy because I don't even have to pull my card out. Like I can just pull my phone out. My phone's already in my hand. So that's one dope. Are you still happy traveling? I am happy traveling. Like I'm totally happy traveling. I mean, there are some points where like I kind of get lonely, but like right now I'm far from lonely. Like far from lonely. Like I feel like I'm staying at a house with like lots of roommates and lots of cool people around, and I haven't felt lonely since I've been here actually. Well, since I've been in this country. I believe Americans could be done due to the lack of knowledge of certain things that the locals would have access to. Not how people are dropping dead dying like they are. I think something else is going on. Like I think something else is going on because they're literally dropping dead, or just not waking up. Like that seems like murder. Where's the next destination? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I was really thinking about going to Georgia, and I'm not talking about ATL. I'm talking about Georgia, the country. But it's really hot there right now, and I don't want to go there if it's really hot. Do you still do electric skateboard videos? You know, I still do them, but I think I'm kind of outgrowing it because in SF, it's just really boring. Like it's the same ride, it's the same people that show up every week. I mean, when I go travel for a couple months, it'll be fun to go back and go skateboarding, but then after I'm back for like a month, it's gonna be like, okay, we're doing the same meetup, we're doing the same ride that we did last week. It gets really boring. New York is a much better city for electric skateboarding. And also SF, it gets chilly, man. New York doesn't get that chilly. Do you ever do meetups with some tribe? Yes, I do, but only certain countries that I have a lot of subscribers in. Like the only subscriber meetup I did outside the U.S. um, was in London. It was a lot of fun, actually. What's your favorite country to visit? ATM? I don't know, whatever ATM I see around. I'm just gonna go stick my card in it and withdraw some cash. It's gonna be super hot day after Amsterdam 33. Ooh, it is a hot day in Amsterdam. Jay is yawning over here. Have you been to Jordan? I haven't been to Jordan yet. Let's talk about retirement. What about retirement? Could be food poisoning in the DR. It could be. Have you ever thought about doing some slow traveling, like staying at least 1 month or 3 months and still do some traveling around the country you're staying in? It really depends on the country. It really depends on the country. I've met a lot of travelers. That's how they travel. They stay in a country for a whole month, and then they go to another country, stay for 3 months or 2 months, and then they go to another country. So my only thing with that is, if I'm in a country and I get bored, I don't want to have to keep traveling around the country just because I'm like, yo, I don't want to be here. So certain countries I will stay longer, but I'm not gonna stay like more than 2 months in any Eastern European country. For the most part, I wouldn't stay more than a week in most Eastern European countries, but there are a few I would stay quite a bit of time in. Hong Kong is very expensive. I don't know if I can see myself. Oh, well, you should just leave Hong Kong, bro. You should leave Hong Kong. You should go live like somewhere like in the Philippines or Indonesia, someplace where it's cheaper. Yeah, don't stay in Hong Kong. I don't know. Maybe Hong Kong could be a really nice place when you're old because everything's so close. You don't have to worry about long distances and all that. Terrence, how are you, brother? Oh, I'm hanging in here. Well, not hanging in here, but I'm just yeah. I'm on another adventure. I plan to never retire. I wouldn't be bored even at old age. Well, even if you retire, you can still do something like a very easy type job. Something that if you want to quit, you can just quit, but you don't have to like work. Oh, thanks for the super chat. When are you dyeing your hair? I really want to dye my hair. Um, I don't know when I'm gonna dye my hair. I don't want to like dye it and then it's jacked up and then I'm like stuck with jacked up hair. Or that's a good question. I'll figure it out. It is getting hot out here. Why am I so tired? I woke up at like 11. How do Africans treat black people in Africa? They try, I guess they treat black people good in Africa. I mean, they're all black, right? They're dragging people's drinks in the DR. But another thing I wonder, is it just the drinks? Because is it just the drinks that the people are dying from? Because out of all these people are dying, I imagine that maybe someone didn't drink alcohol. Maybe they're poisoning with the alcohol and then something else. And then there was also someone was saying that like it was some people spraying chemicals outside the air conditioner, and the fan on the air conditioner pulls air from outside. So if you spray the chemicals in front of the air conditioner, it's all gonna like go into the hotel room. But then I'm thinking, I don't know if that would like make too much sense because you would hear more and more cases about that. People spraying chemicals outside the hotel room. Because a lot of times in some hotel rooms, you can stand outside and smoke a cigarette and go into the room, and then the room smells like cigarettes because you stood in front of the air conditioner, and then the air conditioner pulled the air from outside. So I don't really, I don't know. Something is just very fishy about that, and it's a level 2 country. A 9/11 victim died today in Dominican Republic. Also, somebody else died today. Man, these folks dying just as fast as the police killing black folks in America. I'm telling y'all. Y'all gotta stay away from that DR. Is love something that you are willing to sacrifice for traveling around the world, or deep inside you will hope to find someone who will be willing to follow you? Mark, I'm just gonna be real. Like, I don't even really care about loving it. It's just not even worth it because it's life is just easier without. Maybe if I was 25 or something, like I would feel a little bit different. But now, like I'm in my 30s, and if I meet someone else in their 30s and they're not doing what I'm doing, they're gonna pull me more in the direction. I don't know. I just feel that dating is just not that big of a bigger priority anymore. Like it's not. And then also I look at like other people around me in my same situation, like other people that are digital nomads, other people that travel, even like people that are very similar to me that live in San Francisco, and I look at them and I don't really see too many people like dating. Like I don't. Most people I know aren't in relationships, so I sort of look at that like, well, it's not just me because I see a lot of people out here that are doing the same similar things that I'm doing. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it. Like And like once again, like dating in the U.S. is not freaking easy because I feel like the U.S. is super judgmental. I'm sorry to say, but it is. Like that's one reason why I love to leave so much because the rest of the world don't judge near as much as people back in the U.S. Like it's all about this, that, this, and if you don't have that, like you ain't nothing. Do you still have the PO box? No, I don't have the PO box. Terrence B, like, are you the same Terrence that that used to live in California? Yeah, so that's exactly what I was talking about. I saw a video from Boyce Watkins. That's yeah, that's the video I saw like right before I did this live stream. But I actually follow him, but a lot of the things, but about half of the things he say, like I don't really pay it any attention, because you, I mean, dude, I'm keep it real. Like as a black person in the U.S., you really have to use your own common sense. Like you really do, and then you also gotta look at your situation too. You know, so like he's a very interesting guy to listen to, but like a lot of the things he said, like I for real have to take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Come back to SF, bro. Said didn't get a chance to hang out last time. Had exams. I was actually thinking about going back to South Africa because South Africa's cool right now. It's so freaking hot up here. A woman didn't like the fact that I asked her out for dinner, so she reported me. I was like, wow. Where did that happen at? Yes, somebody hit me with the $25 super chat. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Oh gosh. I come to love your travel vlog so much. You can throw in a whole story times without a couple. I'm shocked because you keep talking about the couple. Like, I can't even say it because I'm like blushing over here. It happened in my job, so I feel you. It's like I'm done. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll still talk to someone. Like, it's not like I'm not gonna talk to you, but I'm just not looking the same way I once was. I'm definitely not looking the same way I once was. Yeah, we need a story time this Saturday. Yeah, I need a story time, but like nothing's really happened. Like nothing like that. Like that was an insane story. Like I don't get down like that all the time. I mean, I guess I could tell this the. I guess I could do a story time of the time that like I think most people have heard it already, but the time that like my ex girlfriend. I mean, I guess I could talk about my ex girlfriends in a story time video, cause like one definitely doesn't talk to me anymore, and the other one, she talks to me, but like she don't have the patience for YouTube, so I don't think she would even like care. And it's not like I would say their names. But people that know me and they know the community that I live in, they're gonna be like, Jermaine was a mess. You need to try Asian chick. Asian chick. There'd be some banging Asian chicks out there. But I don't know, Asian chicks be kind of shy, yo. Not all. Maybe I need to talk to Asian. But one thing I see about Asians in SF, like I don't really see too many Asians like dating black dudes. They all date like white dudes or Asian dudes. Like I hardly ever see them with a black dude. And if they do, it's like I don't want to be mean, but like it's usually like a super ratchet Asian chick. Ain't nothing wrong with a super ratchet Asian chick, but I don't think that's gonna be the type of female that want to backpack and travel around the world. You need a woman as outgoing as you. So I think one problem like 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 I know for sure a lot of people don't like me because they feel that they can't keep up. Like that's a big thing. Like that's a huge thing because I've actually had people tell me that like, I like you, but like there's no way like I can keep up with you. There's no way I can do the things that you do. Like there's no way I can be with you because you're just too much. You know. And I'm not even talking about the traveling part, but like I don't know, it just don't work out. Hope you come to Portugal. You will like it out here. Lisbon people out here open-minded to outsiders. So I've actually been to Lisbon, Portugal, and I went there and had no idea that all drugs were decriminalized. And I didn't see anybody doing drugs. I didn't smell any weed. I didn't see any homeless people anywhere. I didn't see anybody walking around looking like they crazy. Like I thought it was just a freaking very clean city, you know. I thought freaking I thought it was really, really nice actually. Yeah, I should probably go back. But it's warm there right now, and there's a lot of tourists there right now. If you want to live life out loud, and that's a rare to finding people. Yes, it is. It is. It is a rare thing. It is a rare thing. Like I mean, you guys would be surprised like how many Facebook groups, how many dating Facebook groups. I mean, like I'll join them just to talk to people. But then when people figure out like what I do, it's like they're just not really interested because think one thing with chicks is they want a dude that they know what he's doing. Okay, they know that you're at work 9 to 5, you know, and you got the weekends off, and she knows that I'm gonna be with you on the weekends. Like a lot of chicks like they like that, you know, they like that they know where their man is, because when you're self-employed, you can be running around doing anything, and then tell your girl, oh yeah, I'm just doing some business over here on the other side of town. But then if you're the type of dude that you at work for, 8 hours a day, like it's much easier for a woman to trust you. And then to put topping to add more to the whole spice, someone like me who makes YouTube videos of like hooking up with Australian couples, and like me that shares my life on YouTube and shares my life with the social media, a lot of people would just be like, "Oh hell no, I would never do it. I would never date you." But I don't care. A lot of times I'm like, "Yo, you tell me that you can't keep up with me, and I know for sure you can't keep up with me." But I don't like to be cocky like that because I will change my life for the right person for sure. You need a woman who is passionate about something. What up, Nessa? Are you passionate about something? Oh, rideshare source driver. Yeah, I know. I see those Uber videos online. There's so many people that make Uber videos now. And that's like the business, yo. People be making that rideshare money. They live for that dude. Yo, they live for that dude that, who's got the job, who just got a new Ford F-150 truck sitting outside, with them shiny wheels, They like that, and ain't nothing wrong with that because that means he's stable. Like he's not moving around, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, especially if you want someone who is stable. Most people are looking for someone who's stable. Most people are not looking for someone who freaking travels all the time. Like I totally get that. Like I totally understand that. You look like some African country. So I look like a whole African country, right? Thanks, man. Thanks. I look like a whole country. Same way for Uber drivers when I get asked what I do for a living, I say Uber Eats. That's it. I say Uber this. I say Uber that. You know, that's another problem with being an Uber driver. Like people can sort of look down on you for sure, yo. Because they'd be like, that's all you do. But some places you can get away with just doing one thing like that. What's up with the connection? Is my connection getting bad here? My first trip was to Nairobi. It changed the direction of my life. Nairobi for a first trip would be pretty extreme. Like especially if I'm coming from the U.S. and you straight pull up to go to Nairobi, I would say, yeah, that's a for real trip. That's not a place I would recommend your first time traveler. But then if you follow someone on YouTube like Dr. Boyce Watkins, he'll probably tell y'all, yep, go over to Kenya for your first trip. Different people gonna tell you different things. I mean, for a first trip, I would recommend something that don't require shots and visas. That's just me. What's up from Nairobi? Crystal Lee, you do gig work too? I kind of miss doing gig work. But it is kind of fun. I kind of miss San Francisco. Just the city. I love the city. The city's hot, yo. The city's so entertaining. There's always something going on in the city. Okay, I'm getting really warm now. Maybe I'll end this stream in like a few minutes. Would you ever go to a Caribbean country? I would definitely go to a Caribbean country. I would definitely go. I would. I'd be down to go to all of them. I mean, not right now, just because of, I'm nowhere near the Caribbean, and also I would definitely avoid Dominican Republic. But yeah, you should do a video chat with Dr. Watkins. See, I don't think he would like me, yo, because he definitely would not like me because I'm not pro-black. Like, bottom line. And what I mean by pro-black, I'm not like black people need to live in black communities. Black men need to date black women. Black men need to spend time in the continent. Black men need to do this. Black men. I'm not about that, yo. Like, this is how I look at the world. Okay. I look at the world like there's all these problems in the world. You can try to fix them, or you can try to make the most of the situation, which is not fixing it, which is just doing something else. That's kind of how I see it, you know? That's kind of how I see it. I'm not finna go move to the hood and live in the hood when I can go live in some freaking nice part of the U.S. where there's more jobs and more opportunities. Ain't shit in the hood, yo. Like I don't mean to say it in a bad way, but what I mean is the opportunities ain't there. So I feel like as any people, it's best to integrate with other people because you can learn from other people. What was your very first job? I sold shoes in the mall at Journeys. And then another thing with your whole black YouTubers is it's a lot like just me being a YouTuber. Like I can see not not necessarily YouTuber, but just like it's someone okay. It's a lot of money to be made. Like it's a lot of money to be made off of negativity. Remember, negativity sells more than positive news. So like that's why you always cut the news on and they're talking about something that's real messed up all the time. Because if they just talked about, happy stuff on the news, no one would watch it. So that's the thing. Yeah, but like also I totally get he talks about creating opportunities that isn't any. But then, like, I kind of disagree with the whole dating thing. Okay, I'm not trying to shoot him down just because I want to date outside my race, but like, okay, someone like I was in a live stream and someone asked him this question, and the way he responded was kind of like he doesn't really care about certain like people. I'll tell you what it was. So like, someone like was in a live stream and they asked him, "What do you think about like black people who?" This was like dating outside of the black race, and some like it was a lady. She asked him, "What do you think about someone who is black, but they grew up in an area where it wasn't as many black people, and they dated outside their race?" And he was just like very negative about it and didn't exactly answer it. And he was just kind of like, "Well, they need." I don't exactly remember what he said, but like it was just like, they should still like date black, but that's kind of like you telling me to date black in San Francisco. Man, I go days without seeing a black woman in San Francisco sometimes. And don't get, kind of being sarcastic when I, but when you look at the ratio, it's like not that many. So I can be the type of person that's, okay, I'm gonna go look for this rare gem, but then, I don't know. I could just be the type of person where like, okay, I'm gonna date black, but then that might take me a whole lot longer versus dating all these other people. Like, it, I don't know if I made any sense there. I don't know if I made any sense there. Yeah, I'll just keep talking in the stream because I don't know if I'm making any sense there. Hong Kong ex-British. Okay. I did try to make that. How often do you call or speak to your family or parents? Do they know your travel schedule? I don't really, I'm like not that family oriented, so I don't really call that much. I kind of feel guilty when I talk to people back home because like, I have a lot of things to share. Like I have a lot of things to talk about. Like I have a lot of this happened to me yesterday, and this happened and that happened and this happened and that happened, and I just have a lot of things to say. But then when I call back home, I just kind of feel bad. Like I just kind of feel like sort of guilty because like I'm out having a blast, and I know that people. There's one reason why on my personal Facebook page I don't share that much because I don't want to rub it in people's face. Like I go to so many countries and don't even post a photo of that country on my Facebook page because I don't want people to like be like, oh, he's always traveling. Like I will post like I'm in this country, but I may not post a photo, or I'll post a photo of me doing something random. So that's kind of how it plays out. But like I haven't talked to my mom in a little bit. I'll probably call her after this. Do you find time to enjoy a movie at a theater? What was the last good movie you've seen? I don't really go to movies that much. I'm trying to think of the last movie I saw. I can't remember the last movie I saw. I think it was my ex-girlfriend, and her ex-boyfriend was like a main character in the movie, which was kind of insane. I'm gonna say that again. The last movie I saw was with my ex-girlfriend, and her ex-boyfriend had a main role in the movie. So yeah, that was the last movie. I believe that's the last movie I saw. And she told me after the movie, she was like, "So you know the guy in the movie?" And I was like, "What movie?" That was my response. And she was like, "The guy in the movie, like that we just saw." I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "That's my ex-boyfriend." And I'm just like, "Dang." I forget the name. I think it was like, I forget. I'll remember in a second. Like I know his name, but I don't want to say his name because like I didn't get offended at all. I actually kind of thought it was cool. I kind of thought it was cool, but that's California for you, you know. Yeah, that's just a California thing. You don't use Facebook. Like I use Facebook like a T. Like I don't care anything about the privacy on Facebook. But it's also my situation is a little bit different because like, I don't care about privacy because I put myself out there on YouTube. You've worked hard. Everyone, life is the way it was because. Oh yeah, that's very true. You shouldn't feel guilty. I mean, I don't exactly feel guilty, but like, like I just don't want to. Like, people ask me what I got going on, and it's just very different than what a lot of other people have going on, and it just makes me feel like kind of uncomfortable to share. It's like usually like okay when I meet someone and I myself and I know that they're not doing the same things that I'm doing, I'm not gonna tell them everything that I'm doing. I may just tell them, oh, I just drive for Uber. When I just got back from a big international trip, but I don't want to say that to them just because that's too much to tell them. But then if I meet somebody and they're like, yo, I've been to 75 countries, I'm gonna talk completely different to them versus I meet someone and they're like, they just don't have the same thing going on. It's definitely not Ashton Kutcher. Do you know anyone on YouTube that you knew from? Not off the top of my head. See, a lot of Memphis folks, they leave Memphis and don't go back. So people won't even rep they're from Memphis. It's very common that people will not rep that they're from Memphis. Like from Memphis and go live in California, and you ask them where they're from, they say, I'm from California. And I used to do that for a long time. Well, right now, like if I'm traveling and somebody asks me where I'm from, like because I haven't lived in Memphis in how many years? In like 10 years or something. So I can't exactly say I'm from Memphis. I can't say that. And when people ask me where I'm from, I don't even say, I tell people I live in San Francisco. So they say, where you from? I live in San Francisco. I'm not from the US. Like, I live in San Francisco. Like, that's kind of how I respond. It's a double standard when white people say that they only date white people. No one gets offended. Well, I mean, I can kind of see that, but a lot of the black YouTubers online, they they don't say that they only date black people. They tell other people you shouldn't date outside your race, and that's kind of how I'm just like forget that, yo. Like I love dating outside my race. Come on, like it's not easy to find someone that can relate with me that's like me. San Francisco ain't the best place to look, but it's kind of how I see it. And then when they say date outside, don't date outside your race, what exactly does that mean? Does that mean you you shouldn't date someone who is mixed? Okay, what if someone is mixed with black and white? You shouldn't date them. What if someone is mixed with black and Filipino? Because most Filipinos are pretty dark skinned. So is that like should you not date someone like that? But they have a parent that is fully black. It can kind of get like it can kind of get weird when they say don't date outside your race. Like to what extent? Like to what degree? Like never ever date outside your race? Do you, Jermaine? Y'all already know I'm gonna do me. You think I'm gonna stop doing me? Like come on, I ain't gonna never stop doing me. I'm gonna listen to them folks and trip out and keep on going. I'll tell y'all something I watched earlier this morning. Y'all about to really trip out. I'm about to see this comment box light up. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but like there are like preachers in the U.S. They fly around on private jets, right? And I think the guy's name is like I can't even remember their names. But like I watched this like 5 minute clip, and they were talking about like how one dude was like, "Yeah, I need a private jet because you get on an airplane and it's a tube full of demons, right? I was like, dang. And then one of the guy was saying like, when he liked to stand up and talk to God on the plane, and if he on a commercial plane, he can't just stand up and talk to God. And then the part that had me tripping was like, towards the end, it wasn't Creflo Dollar, because Creflo Dollar, he is one too, but Creflo Dollar wasn't. This video very similar. Let me find these pastors. Jesse Duplantis. I don't know what Siri just wrote. Kenneth Copeland. It's Kenneth Copeland and Jesse Duplantis. Man, I'm gonna show this video, but I was tripping out this morning. Like it was 20 minutes long. The one I can send y'all is not 20 minutes. It's like 5 minutes long. But I was just tripping out, yo. Homeboy was like, he was explaining himself how like God was talking to him. He was like, God said that he was on cruise control, and you are moving at just the words that he was saying. I was just like, dang, bro. Like, nah, I see why folks be going to church. This is entertaining. Like, this is very entertaining. So here it is right here. I'm gonna show y'all the video. So this is the video right here. Go watch this, John. It's like 5 minutes long. This video is a trip, yo. These two pastors talking about how they need private jets. And one pastor was like, yo, if I didn't have this jet, I would have to stop 85 to 90% of what I'm doing. And I'm thinking, you can't take a commercial plane, you know? And then one of these guys, like I was watching another video, one of these guys like straight up said in service, right? In church service, he straight up said, I got a chandelier in my house that costs more than most people's houses. And he said, I got 22 chandeliers in the house. And I'm thinking, dang, yo. And then you just hear people in the church just clapping. And I'm like, these folks don't see nothing wrong with this guy. I'm not hating on him, but I just think it was just funny. Like, I thought it was a trip. Like, I'm actually going to watch the rest. Like, it's a whole list of sermons here. And the way they talk just had me tripping, yo. I don't know, it's just that Southern Baptist. My bad. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I've been streaming for 69 minutes. And I'm about to go watch one of these. I'm about to go watch one of these lessons. Full interview. Preacher Kenneth Copeland defends his jet. Yes. Where are you, Jermaine? I'm somewhere in Eastern Europe, hiding out under a grape tree. Look at these grapes. These grapes growing up here, y'all. Just like California, look at these grapes. They're getting big. In a couple weeks, you'll be able to walk up and take a grape off the tree and eat it. But not right now. Yeah, I know those preachers be tripping. Like I'm watching it for entertainment purposes because, I mean, they if you ask me, they not really even preaching. They just talking, you know. I wouldn't even listen to them. Hey, how's it going? This phone is getting crazy hot. Yeah, people be mad brainwashed by it, y'all. Keep up the good work. That's what's up, King Bay or King B. Oh, I can open it for you.
The girls notice?
Hmm? The what?
The girls, will they notice? No.
Oh
Okay.
no, it's right here.
Thank you. Ah, thanks.
Cool. But anyway, I'm gonna end this stream because I'm getting hot. Thanks a lot for the super chats, y'all. That is super dope. That is super dope. But what's the name of that video? You want to see the name of that video? I'll show you the short one, because the short one is a trip, and then I'll show you the long one. So the short one is this one right here. If it's this one that's 5 minutes and 17 seconds with 3.4 million views. But if you want to see the longer version, because towards the ending of this video, he started to talk like Like God was talking to me, and he was talking about, God told him he was on cruise control or something like that. Like I was trying to pick up what he was saying, so that's why I watched the one at the top, because you can hear the whole like sermon or the whole lesson or whatever. I'm telling you, this video had me tripping. And if you want to see another one, this one right here was when Inside Edition interviewed him. So it was a trip, like. But like this stuff right here this actually got me intrigued to watch them and just hear what they got to say, because I think it's a trip. Like, you got that much money, you got a private jet. Anyway, I'm out though. I'm hot, and everybody's hanging out upstairs. So